The Singapore Perspective Forum 2024 survey released by the Singapore Policy Research Institute shows that more than 80% of Singaporean youths are willing to remain single, and 70% of them do not think it is necessary to get married or have children, and young women are even less willing to get married and have children. The survey was conducted between November and December 2023. The survey respondents were 2,356 Singapore citizens and permanent residents, aged 21 to 64, divided into three groups: 21 to 34 years old, 35 to 49 years old, and 50 to 64 years old. The survey results were then weighted according to age group, gender, and race to better match Singapore's population distribution. The survey shows that as many as 82% of young people aged 21 to 34 accept being single, the highest rate among the three age groups. Most young people are still willing to start a family, but between the comfortable lifestyle they want and expect and the responsibilities that come with marriage and childbirth, the latter has become dispensable. The reasons why young people are reluctant to get married include that the cost of marriage is too high. They have not met the right person. They do not believe that marriage is necessary to have a fulfilling life. They have other priorities, and there is too much pressure to get married in Singapore. Female young people are more likely to believe that marriage and childbirth are not necessary, with 74% of them believing that marriage is not necessary, compared with only 64% of men. 75% of women think it is unnecessary to have children, which is 7 percentage points higher than 68% of men. 77% of young men foresee that they will get married in the future, compared with only 60% of young women. 73% of young men hope to have children, which is 12 percentage points more than the number of women who have this desire. Dr. Kalpana Vignesa, a senior researcher at the Singapore Policy Research Institute, pointed out that the difference in views between young men and women on starting a family is because women worry that they will not be treated equally in taking care of the family, so they are more inclined to find the meaning of life in other aspects. Previously, in order to prevent the risk of aging, Singapore set the country's long-term population goal as reaching 2/3 of Singaporeans as working-age people. This was supplemented by childcare subsidies to help parents reduce their financial burden. Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong has also been talking about encouraging Singaporeans to have babies. To secure our future, we must make our own babies, enough of them, he said. Currently, according to the United Nations classification standards, Singapore has entered an aging society. It is expected that in less than 3 years, Singapore will enter a superaged society, with 21% of the population aged over 65. By 2030, Singaporeans aged over 65 will increase to 25% of the total population.
Tune in every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. for Qingxiao View, the Business Bridge.